trying to get some water. Dr. Jeff and I are having a dance-off.
Oh, cool.
Not really. He keeps winning by doing a robot.
Hey, Bert, I call this move your cousin.
You sure know the way to this judge's heart. I wish I had a heart.
Well, I don't know which water to get. There's so many different choices. This one says filtered. This one says mountain spring.
And this one's mineral water.
There's got to be some type of science behind this.
Did I hear somebody say science? Oh, really? Did I? I was over there. I couldn't hear you.
Izzy's trying to decide what water to get, but there are so many options. What's the difference between them anyway?
It's all about where the water comes from and how it's purified. I'm Dr. Jeff Inniker, and today we'll explore water quality and distribution. Today, we'll learn how water is distributed on planet Earth, how animal and plant life is affected by surface runoff water, and what happens to water when it goes down the sink or gets flushed. Welcome to Labracazam, where we make science make sense. So, to really understand water quality, first we need to know where it comes from.
It's like that age-old question. Which came first, the water or the egg? That sounds wrong.
Water covers 71% of the Earth, and we can put it into two general categories, freshwater and saltwater. You guys know where each of those are found?
Most salt water is in the ocean.
And fresh water is found in glaciers, lakes, rivers, swamps, and in the ground.
Awesome. This beaker of water represents all the water on the planet Earth. And I'm now going to separate them into two simple categories, freshwater and saltwater. The water I put into this beaker represents all salt water on Earth. And the water I put into this beaker represents all fresh water on Earth. Which one do you think will have more water?
Oceans are pretty big, so I think there'll be more salt water.
Well, there's so many living things that depend on fresh water that I think it'll be about equal.
Let's find out. "97% of water on Earth is salt water. Only 3% is fresh water.
Wow, that little? So you're telling me this tiny bit here is all the fresh water on Earth?
Yes, remember that not all fresh water is found on the surface of the Earth, in things like lakes and streams. We're going to further divide this water into three more categories. Fresh water can be found in glaciers, groundwater, and on the surface. Glaciers are water that's frozen, groundwater is water that's in the ground, and surface water is found in lakes, streams, rivers, ponds, and swamps. Let me show you what that looks like.
I get it. Since there's so little fresh water, it's important to know about the lakes, rivers, and other sources it comes from.
So that means we have to be really concerned about fresh water. There's so little of it.
Right on, guys. To dive deeper, I think it's time we went on a field trip. This is my friend Kelly. She's a marine biologist here at the Santa Monica Pier Aquarium, and she's an expert on water quality.
Thanks for coming, guys. Welcome to Santa Monica Pier Aquarium.
Thank you. What exactly is water quality?
Great question. So water quality is actually a measurement of the biological, physical, and chemical characteristics of water. And what that basically means is that there's certain things in water that make it safe or unsafe for people, animals, and plants. Yes, Izzy.
So how do we measure water quality?
What Heal the Bay is doing is we do beach report cards. And so we're measuring indicator bacteria in the water, which means whether it's gonna be safe or not for people to swim, whether or not they're gonna get sick from that water if there's too much bacteria in it.
How do people affect water quality?
So people can affect water quality in different ways. Too much of that bacteria can be caused by a lot of the pollution we have, or even all of our dog poop left around the city. It actually gets washed down through storm drains to the ocean. So you don't want to go swimming in dog poo when you come to the beach.
Izzy, these cigarette butts were picked up by only 50 people in 3 hours. Can you guess how many there are?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Izzy, just make a guess.
675.
Not even close. One more time.
2,000.
You gotta think bigger. Guess again.
6,000.
Closer. 9,449. These are the #1 trash picked up on the monthly beach cleanups. And there are 4.3 trillion cigarette butts picked up a year globally.
We can't keep our lips sealed anymore. We gotta do better.
So we just saw that humans can have a negative effect on water quality, but we can also have a positive effect. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. So we here at the Santa Monica Pier Aquarium, we organize a lot of beach cleanups where people can actually pick up trash on the beach. Some other pollution sources are chemicals from cars. They don't want to dump them just into the environment. There's recycling centers that you can take them to.
Awesome. So remember to recycle, clean up after yourself, and that'll help the water quality.
That was a neat field trip, Dr. Jeff. Since we don't live near any lakes or rivers, does that mean we won't have any effect on water quality?
Actually, people can affect water quality even if they live really far away from it.
One way is surface runoff, which is water from rain or snow that flows over the land into a body of water like lakes, rivers, or storm drains.
But what do humans have to do with surface runoff?
I'm glad you asked. Let's break it down. One example of the human effect on water quality is agricultural runoff. When farmers water their crops or it rains, water that isn't absorbed by those crops travels over the soil, picking up fertilizers and other pollutants along the way.
That water then flows into groundwater or nearby bodies of water. The area of land that drains into a body of water is called a watershed.
When polluted runoff reaches the ocean, it can create blooms of algae, which take up all of the oxygen in the water, leaving dead zones where marine life can't survive.
Wow, I never knew we could have such a negative effect on water quality.
Well, what can we do to have a positive effect instead?
Well, if runoff is a problem, we could pick up trash on the streets so it doesn't wash into the storm drains after it rains, which could end up in lakes, streams, or the ocean.
This is a water filter. Many people use it in their homes to filter water. Have you guys ever seen what's inside of a water filter?
No.
Well, let me show you. Here's the filtration component. I'm now gonna cut it open. Stand back.
Each home water filter is made up of 3 different stages.
The first stage is a sediment filter, designed to separate out large particles that can get into our water, like sand or dirt.
The second stage contains fine pieces of carbon. That's all this black stuff around here. That carbon works to absorb all of the impurities and contaminations found in water.
The third stage is a very fine mesh that takes out extremely small particles from the water.
Now let's make dirty water clean again.
Whoa, look at that!
It's clean.
Labracazam. Now that we know about filtered water, let's do a blind taste test. Welcome to the Blind Taste Test Challenge. Izzy and Zoe are gonna see if they can tell the difference between high-priced bottled water, low-cost bottled water, and regular tap water. Now I've emptied those water bottles into the 3 different samples. Each of them have the same thing. They're gonna take a taste test and record their observations. Then they're gonna compare and see if they can tell the difference. Okay, here we go. You can taste number 1.
This one has like a nutty sweetness on the back end.
Interesting. Let's go for number 2.
This one is refined, yet accessible.
And finally, glass number 3.
Ah, this one is, what's the word?
The exact same as the other ones.
Yeah, these taste like the same water. Is this the same water?
Nope, they're all from different bottles. The taste of water can be affected by minerals and other compounds that it picks up in nature. But once it's processed at a treatment plant, the difference in taste is hardly noticeable. For instance, each of these 3 different waters have different levels of salt. But those differences are so small that they taste about the same.
Believe it or not, we even treat used water, like from the restroom.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Humans are weird.
To learn more about the quality of bathroom water, let's go to some real-world science. Woo! We all do it, but once we've done it, where does that water go? After we do our business, the water we flush down the toilet is sent to a wastewater treatment plant, where it goes through 3 phases of filtration. First, the dirty water is sent to a machine that filters out our solids and other debris. That debris is then ground into smaller pieces and then taken to a landfill. Next, the remaining water is sent to an underground tank. Here, tiny microorganisms called bacteria feed on the leftover substances in the water. Not all bacteria are bad. Some are good, like these, which help clean our water. And the last step, the water is either moved to oceans, lakes, and rivers, or to a final cleaning stage before it's used for watering things like farmland or golf courses. It's good to know that our waste can be treated and recycled. In fact, you can even say it's our duty to duty.
Today, we're going to make our own water filtration system to make dirty water clean again. To make your own water filtration system, you'll need a plastic bottle, a cup, cotton balls, sand, gravel, scissors, a mallet, a plastic bag, and some activated charcoal you can get from your local pet store, and muddy water. First, we're going to cut off the bottom of the plastic bottle with our scissors. Get an adult to help you if you need it. Place the lid back on and put the top of the bottle into your plastic cup. Now, we're going to place our cotton balls into the neck of the bottle. There, now it's my favorite part. You have to crush the activated charcoal. To do that, put it in your plastic bag, take your mallet or hammer, and now we're going to add our smashed activated charcoal into the bottle. Next, we're going to add our sand. And finally, we add our gravel. There you have it, a model water filtration system. Let's try it. Open the lid so that it's loose and the water has someplace to go. Now pour in your muddy water. Labrador filtered water. To make the water clean enough for drinking, you need a more sophisticated filter, so don't drink it. You can use this water to water your houseplants. Your plants will love it. Try it yourself.
Thanks, Zoe. Now, let's review. Today, we learned that 97% of the Earth's water is in the ocean, while only 3% is fresh water.
Plants and animals depend on clean water to survive.
Humans can negatively affect water quality, even if they live far away from it through runoff. I hope all this talk about water hasn't made you think our dance competition is H2 over.
Nice jacket.
That's true. Now it's time for me to wow you guys. Whoa, whoa!
Wow.
I'm okay.
Still the champion. Join us next time on Labrador. I'm Dr. Jeff.
I'm Zoe.
I'm Bert.
I'm Izzy.
Remember,
Always question, always wonder.